Hello crafty friends, this is the Paper Chef here. I didn't realize my phone had run out of storage, and so I was making suitcases and talking and it was not recording. So I'm going to start where I left off because it's getting dark here and I don't have time to restart from scratch. Okay, this is part 3 of how to make mini suitcases. And I was just talking about the sandwich. Okay, you start with the crease pad, then the die. This is the suitcase die I introduced in the last video. Then you're going to have your pattern, your cardstock paper pattern face down, and the cutting plate. So here's the one that we spray. We used spray adhesive earlier. Okay, watch that video on how to do that. Cardstock is face down. Notice I don't have much leeway. 12 inches of paper, and this die has very little leeway, so you have to line it up carefully. Okay, cutting plate, top of my sandwich. I'm going to go ahead and run that through the Big Shot. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how to assemble one of these cute mini suitcases. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to show you how to fully embellish it, but we'll see how far we get. Okay, so now, what I love about this die is that all the pieces you need are there in just one pass through. Many dies you have to cut things twice to get the pieces you need. So here are our pieces. This is going to be the back of the suitcase. This is the front of the suitcase. This is the bottom, your handle, and then this is going to be the part that adheres. Okay, first thing you need to do with this beautiful paper is score it. Fold, it's already scored. Fold along the score lines. Okay, very easy. Especially because of how we die cut it, and it's scoring nicely. And if you want to poke out those little pieces, we're going to put brads there. Or you can just poke them out with your brads. All right, so what I like to use for brads are I have a lot of these Stampin' Up! Retired brads, and I just have like an endless supply. So I'm going to use right now the Subtles collection because they seem to match well. I'm just going to pick out some green ones. I'm using the brad to poke out the paper. Okay, and I'm just securing my suitcase. Don't worry, you have extra little bits. All right, they'll fall out easy enough. You can see I still have some adhesive on my hands from earlier. Okay, that's staying together nicely. All right, almost done the back of the suitcase. I have one of those We Are Memory Keepers brad setters, but I tend to just think it's easier just to use my fingernails. All right, looking for a green brad. And you can use any larger brads as well. I think it would look really pretty to use in this particular instance. You know, you could use floral brads. This is just a really pretty pattern. All right, so now we have back of our suitcase done. Now we're going to fold along the score lines. You can do the handle while you're at it. I like the pattern side facing out. Okay, and then this little piece. Okay, let's adhere this to the bottom of our suitcase. I'm going to move the brads out of the way so I don't spill them. And I just want to go over real quickly that I've tried many adhesives for this. Okay, I have tried Advanced Tape Glider, which usually works really well. I've tried Tacky Glue. I've tried Tombow Glue. And while all of those work, they just don't adhere my suitcase together for the long run. And I want these to be sturdy, so I'm going to use This is what I finally found out works really well. It's called tacky tape. It's double-sided. Get it at any craft store, and it works really well. It's really strong. So that's what I found out lasts the longest, meaning over the long run, you're opening and closing these suitcases because everybody loves them. Everybody wants to save them, reuse them, and this works great. It just lasts. It's very strong. Okay, so double-sided. I'm adhering it to the inside of my suitcase. Just line it up in the center. Once you make sure you shut your suitcase and that it's lined up good, then go ahead and give it a good rub. Okay, so that part is secure. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some tacky tape to this little flap. Okay. I always do 2 pieces because it just holds better. Don't skimp out on this stuff. You've already lined your suitcases. Why not make them very sturdy by using extra adhesive? Now, there's the only tricky part. When you're adhering this piece to the inside of the lid, you don't want to go all the way to the top. Don't go all the way to the top. You want to go down a tiny bit, like so. I'm just centering it. Okay, like so. And the reason is it's going to adhere. I'm going to be using a magnet, but also just because if you went all the way to the top, it would have to bend down to close, but now it's perfect. It'll adhere. It'll even stay shut, but the magnet's really going to help. Okay, I'm going to use these magnetic strips. Now, I got these. These are just business card magnets. Okay, you get these at maybe Staples or Office Depot, some kind of office supply store. We'll look and try to put a link on my website. But that's where I got them, at an office supply store. So I'm just gonna go ahead and here, I cut these business cards into 3 pieces. And it's a little long, I'm just trim. Okay, cut it in 3, and then fits right on there. It's already sticky, so I actually don't need to add more adhesive, but you can if you want. But these are pretty strong. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to peel them off. Yeah, to get the right side. I just start peeling off the adhesive. In that case, because I accidentally peeled off a little bit, I'm just going to put a little tacky glue in that corner. Okay, so there we go. Putting the magnet along this edge. The reason is, like I said, everybody loves my suitcases. They want to use them again. So I want to have a magnetic enclosure. Okay, just testing it. This is going to be the part that's on the inside of the suitcase. So I'm going to go ahead and peel. I'm just testing it because sometimes you accidentally glue them the wrong way. I'm just sticking that inside. Inside the suitcase, very easy. And just give it a rub, okay? So the magnet's inside. Now there we go. We have a suitcase that closes and seals, and it's pretty sturdy. Okay, now just going to open up one of my suitcases, or just let me open up one that has, there we go, one with Tic Tacs inside. Okay, that's what I've been putting in most of the suitcases, is Tic Tacs, because it's just so much fun. Because when I give this to someone, they are so excited, and they shake it, and there's Tic Tacs inside. And it's just so nice because they can reclose it, not have to worry about anything. Okay, so now I'm going to put on the handle. Okay, you can also use, well, in this case, glue. But this tacky tape, I found out was very strong. And I like to use it for that handle. Okay, that's my top. That's my center. And I push down on the handle. Now remember, when I lined this on video 1, I tried to use coordinating paper for the liner because you are going to see it right there. You could cut out an extra handle if you wanted, so you would only see that paper. But it's okay that you can see the inside because it matches. Now, let's talk about the tags for these. Okay. Still recording, just checking. I take the paper, I cut the scraps, and then I'm going to go ahead and I like this tag the best. And if you haven't seen my other videos yet, I introduced this. It's called the Pennants tag. It's a big die by Sizzix. I'll have links on my blog. So I like to use that tag if I can, and sometimes I don't have enough paper, so I use one of the others. But I'm just going to go ahead and line that up. And you can use your small cutting plates, your 6-inch cutting plates. Actually, I don't have those handy. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my crease pad on the bottom, cutting plate on the top. Okay, just sandwich, crease pad, die, cutting plate. Normally you would just use 2 6-inch cutting plates. The reason is you don't need a crease pad unless you're going to be scoring. In this case, you're not scoring. You're just cutting out the tags. Oh, it slipped a little bit. That's okay. I'm going to just show you real quick the one for my nautical theme someone requested. Let's do that again because it slipped. Okay. Putting that down. Okay. Laying down the plate. Show you what a tag should look like. All right, there we go. Pretty nice. Okay, and it's lined. It's pretty strong. Okay, now I'm going to just punch a hole in the tag. Add some twine. Adhere it to my suitcase. Now, in the interest of saving time, and because you're all crafters, I'm just going to show you the products I used for some of these tags, and then you can go from there and use your imagination and use whatever you want on your suitcases, okay? So, first of all, this is the Thoughtful Banners from Stampin' Up, and you can just do so much with it. Okay, there's lots of sentiments. And this is in the current catalog, actually, 2017-18 catalog, along with coordinating punch. Okay, or this one if we retired, but you probably still can find it on eBay or somewhere. It's called Places You'll Go. I had a lot of fun with this during reading week with all these nice phrases, okay? So there's just many, many other sentiments and stamp sets you can use. But for example, you know, Adventure Awaits came from Places You'll Go, but then the outline of it, the outline and the stamp and this part and what I punched out was from this Thoughtful Banners. Okay. Oh, the places you'll go. Oh, the places you'll go. Here's another one. And then what I did for this one, this was a teacher one, teacher theme. I used this Pretty Label Punch, which is in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. Okay, I take twine, I take different ribbons or twine, and that's how I attach my tag. And the important thing is to remember with your tag is make sure it doesn't block, so you know you're opening, so they can open their little suitcase. Okay, here's one graduation theme, stamp with a ribbon. And then here's one that I just used ribbon to close the suitcase, because I was going for that friend of mine who likes to sew with the buttons. Okay, and this one doesn't even have a sentiment on it, because sometimes you just don't need a sentiment. You're just giving it to someone just because. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed all 3 parts of these tutorials on how to make the mini suitcase. Please feel free to comment on my blog and click the links on my blog if you'd like to get some of these supplies to use for your projects. Thank you for watching.